We enter now the world of online shopping with AR tools, 2D and 3D imaging. AR tools enable retailers to offer their customers a virtual product experience through product simulators. 3D scanning analyzes real-world objects to collect data points that can be used to construct digital 3D models. Now, Stephen Winnick joins us now as the moderator, again from Coresight Research in New York. And on the panel, Gur Arya Bitan, CEO at Mantis Vision, and Amit Schwarzenberg from Microsoft for Startups at Microsoft. Stephen, passing you the proverbial mic back.
Thank you, Ben. How are you guys doing?
Good.
So yeah, AR tools, 2D and 3D imaging. This is extremely interesting sector technology that I'm excited to talk about with you guys. And I think it's important that we, take this session as an educational tool, because there's so many different ways that 3D content is being leveraged, whether it's AR, VR, mobile, store experiences. The applications are endless, and they're increasing, I would say. AR, for example, retailers are starting to do virtual product experiences through either simulators or just even web experiences. Mantis Vision is definitely a very interesting company that's, offering 3D scanning technologies to create these 3D content across those applications I mentioned. Without further ado, I'd love to hear more about what Mantis is doing and explore the different applications and benefits of leveraging the AR tools.
Thank you. Can I share screen?
Yeah, just at the bottom.
Sure. Okay. Okay. For some reason, it goes down to advanced sharing options. Okay. So I hope that you see my screen.
Yep.
Okay. I'll be introducing Mantis Vision as a company, and specifically looking into insight comes up into retail as we are facing today. Company was established in 2005. 3 founders. I'm one of the 3 founders. Headcount are 50 employees. Headquarters in Israel. Raised up to $90 million during the years with strategics like Samsung, Qualcomm, and Flex, and also recently a few Chinese players. And as a company, we have developed a unique structure light or core light technology that enable us to put this in different kind of products that has to do beyond retails. It has been embedded into the Google Tango tablet, which was the first tablet to embed 3D imaging inside. Last year, gone into the Xiaomi 8 Explorer to do a face recognition, Face ID. Gone into some B2B solutions, both in terms of shipping and logistics, knowing measurements of anything you're looking at, if it's by a carrier or in the warehouse. We also introduced a handheld scanner to capture things to 3D, but the main advancements happened in the last, I'll say, since 2016, where we've been able to utilize these multiple 3D cameras to work simultaneously as one. And by doing that, we've been able to do a full face capture or a studio kiosk, a retail kiosk into malls, and also activation 3D, volumetric 3D captures that have been used in some 5G high retail events. But let's put this discussion into context. Our goal, is to handle what's need to be done when social distancing is here. And as we all know, and I'm quite sure I'm not the first one that's talking about this, there's a huge growth in online shopping, 670%, few hundred percent growth on online shopping, because people basically not visiting the retail stores, trying to reduce the interaction. But the challenges also has to go into the otherwise, and the other side is that not everything's enjoying high growth. We're seeing that things that requires dimension, testing, touching, especially fashion, are things that you usually wouldn't buy online. You prefer to be have a way to try it out, and if you buy online, there are a lot of returns that goes into it. And as well, the place where you need to talk with someone before you make your decision, if it's the pre-sale or sale interaction, is also something that's been stacked behind. You see that the cameras has 64% drop. The main reason is usually when you're going to a shop to buy a camera, you want to have some advice and want to have a way to test and talk and fill this up. So if we want to be putting our wish list, we'd be happy to have the capability to experience the product in 3D using latest technologies, AR, VR, XR, if it's on the mobile phone or any other phone we have. We'll have to be happy to have no issues of size. So if we want to buy a sofa or we want to buy clothes, we would be happy to see it fits into our size, not just it looking nice. What we'd like to get is true scale. And though we're going to be much less visiting the stores, we do still want to have a good reasons to enjoy when visiting the store. There is an experience that has to go with it, but something that can be leveraged later on, even after I'm leaving the store, and not losing the human interaction, the face-to-face interaction you have in real life, even if you had to do it remotely. So for doing that, we're introducing here 2 product lines. On the left is our mature, and for many years, we have our handheld scanners, models, allowing you to capture anything and put this into a form of files that can be put in AR or VR space. And lately, this has also been exported to a GLTF and USDC to be able to embed into any web playback you have today in Chrome, and which means you basically can put this anywhere. But the main, I think, advancement is going into what we call the Trios. This is taking our volumetric capture, and instead of making that something that can only be achieved in huge green screen rooms with studios, we've been able to put this to be in a form factor that can be in every retail store. And some reason it's
hey Ger, I'm gonna have to stop you there to leave some time for Q&A. But this was great, and we're gonna be sharing all the wrap ups after this event. But I just want to shift over to Amit here and kind of ask him, how Microsoft for startups is currently thinking about 3D technology, and what you see as some of the emerging applications in the retail world.
So we are seeing a lot of use of AR and VR, and that needs 3D content. Around the world, we are working with many startups in our co-sell movement. What is Microsoft for Startup approach is to take startups and let them use our network to co-sell together with Microsoft. So we've seen sites before this session, and I've seen a lot of startups that are really enjoying our co-sell opportunities, where we at Microsoft takes these wonderful companies in any domain and let them reach other customers from our partners, mainly the S&P 500 companies and more. So if we're looking today on companies on that domain that we're working with, we really need content because if you want to work in an AR and VR, you need to generate as much 3D content as you can. And the solution like that we are seeing now by Mantis Vision is one of the core infrastructure that Microsoft is using. And we also have our HoloLens device. We're moving the augmented and virtual reality into the cloud. We also have services that can make shared AR experiences and more. And but as we said in many of the talks here, we need startups. We need a unique and vertical aligned products. We can get them into our partners and help them grow with us. This is we see a huge opportunity in this domain.
That's great. And this question's kind of open for either of you or both of you. You know, with the increased advancements of 3D content, you know, there's applications. You look at augmented reality, which has several applications. You look at virtual reality, which has several applications. Can you just try to put into context some of those main applications we're seeing in retail today and that are having an impact on shopping experiences or for back-end processes?
So we see it in both the warehouse when people are wearing AR glasses and can find and can navigate easily to where the store is. And we can also see it for the customers who want to measure shoes at home or want to measure clothes at their own houses, especially in this time. So the content is a must. But we still haven't seen the full alignment of the XR revolution because we don't have a hero device for the customer, for the end customers. In this time, iPhone changed the course for the smartphone area. I believe that we at Microsoft are really especially B2B. So the HoloLens, the HoloLens 2 are mainly industry focused, and in the warehouse, in the working in the design areas, people are actually using them to develop the next generation of products. But for the end customer, we are still waiting for the company that will bring this revolution into the mass. And then we can also see all the content come to life. But what we are doing is building the infrastructure. You probably know Minecraft is a very popular game by Microsoft. So wherever Minecraft sells is an augmented reality game that actually use an infrastructure that Microsoft is having, and everybody can use this infrastructure to build their AR on the cloud. So every content that Mantis Vision is creating now, and people will want to share it together. So
we have a
when
demo
there's
with
an
that,
hero device, great. So I really
I will just share a moment. We started with the volumetric. We've gone in 3 different paths on getting that, and the last one is actually doing live telepresence, where the backgrounds were taken from this. So basically, you took a lot of backgrounds you can take from that you can be building up with this, and put people remotely in that space and sharing that with audience. So it's possible to combine dynamic and static, pre-captured and live into one scenery, and basically also allow multi users to be enjoying one space in a collaborative way.
And Gur, just one last question as we're wrapping up here. What do retailers need to get started to leverage some of this, 3D capabilities and content?
So that depends what part of the 3 elements we discussed. So the first one is basically they can capture their presenters with the new dress or the new bag and share that in AR space so people can enjoy and see this. This is an AR through the web without installing anything, without having to download anything. This is live to AR. We used here a QR code, but we always also put a way to put this markerless. But that enables you to see the product dynamically as being captured. Second step is deciding to put these kind of devices in store and enable not just to see a presenter, but capturing every person that has been going in, and seconds after, having a way to show him what the different collections. And the main point here is not that you already get this captured as a content, but you can later on send different kind of collections, newer collections for try-ons. So people that were visiting the store once already have a way to complement different retails and purchase afterwards. So instead of trying to fight with the retail store, it's actually complements the same use case. And the third one, which is basically very, very new, He's been able to do this live. This is running now live on a volumetric webcast, 5 megabits per second. And that can be going to AR, VR. So if you have a person that you want to talk with, and you don't want to talk with audio, you don't want to talk with avatars, you don't want to be going with the chat rooms, you basically have a way to be interacting face-to-face, real size. If you have glasses, perfect. If you have only your mobile, it can be in AR space, but it's also possible to have a real human interaction in 3D today in terms of technology.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.